Hi guys, I'm Laura Vitale. Today I want to share with you how I like to make what I like to call anyway, my Mexican style street corn. Mexican style, grilled corn, whatever you want to call it. By no means am I saying this recipe is authentic, but I see this in all over the restaurants. We love it. First time I've ever had it was at a carnival, like fair, years and years ago, and it's just like very addictive. So I'm going to share with you how to make it or how I make it. It's easy and simple, but it just perfect. Okay, before we go through the list of ingredients, we're going to just start with the corn because I need to pre-cook this in a little bit in some water. So what I have here are some ears of corn and I trim them. So basically I get rid of any pieces of your husks that are a little bit brown or too thin, and I try to get rid of the top little frills here, whatever you want to call it, just because I feel like I'm just trimming it a little bit. I'm taking off the outer layers of the husks, so it makes it easier to cook. It keeps the water clear, and I also trim them to fit the pan, but you don't want to take off all the husks. So it's important that you don't do that. So we have that ready. You just need some water with some salt, which is right in there, and I just add my corn right in. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the water on. I always like to start my corn in cold water. I'm going to turn that on. I'm going to bring it to a boil, let the corn boil for about 10 to 15 minutes, usually about 15 minutes, and then I'm going to let it cool slightly, and then we'll get to mixing and grilling and doing all that fun stuff. So once my water came to a boil, I just cooked these for 10 minutes, and I've just placed them on a baking sheet that I've had lined with some paper towels, because you want to dry them off a little bit and to absorb any excess water. So they've been sitting here for about 10 minutes. Now what I like to do is I like to take a piece of the husk from each one. So 1, 2, try to take a longer piece, but it doesn't really matter. This is fine because I'm going to use this in a little bit. Now I have my grill, my outdoor grill, preheated to pretty high heat. You want this on pretty high heat. So I'm going to set these aside. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to place my corn as is, husk and all, on my really hot grill. I'm going to just give them a turn and grill them until you've got some beautiful color, developing some charred color all around. And then I'm going to let them rest for a little bit, and then we'll get going on smearing them with some of the most delicious combination of stuff ever. And this is what you're looking for. Now what I've done is I've prepped 4 of my ears of corn. I broke the tip off of this one. I snacked on it. Confession, it is what it is. Now it's really easy to prep them. What you're doing is basically creating like a handle for your corn, and I just think that it looks more festive. All you do is you peel back the husk, but not all the way. And if some of it is really burnt, it's kind of just gonna break off, and that's fine. But you peel it back like so. Really easy, really simple. The little hairs here, or whatever you want to call them, they peel back with the husks really easily. And then whatever is left, you can just peel those right off. And then, remember we took some of these little pieces of husk, and you just take one of those and you tie them like that, and they stay. So perfect, easy peasy, lovely, lovely. Okay, for the magic that goes on top of this, you'll need several things. What I have here is some mayo, Mexican crema or sour cream, whichever you can find. I found sour cream today because my grocery store didn't have Mexican crema, but either will do. So I've got those there. This is some cotija cheese. You can also use grated Parmesan in its place if you can't find it, but I do love this kind because it has more texture. Then I have lime wedges, scallions, cilantro, chili powder, and some salt. So really easy and really simple, but it's so good. To your mayo and crema, which by the way, you can use all mayo or all crema if you want to. I prefer a mixture of the two, so you can do whichever your heart desires. Add a pinch of salt, and you want to do this while the corn is still warm. You don't want it to be piping hot, otherwise you won't be able to handle it, but you want to do this while the corn is still warm. I just use a pastry brush because I find it to be much, much easier. And you just kind of brush this all over, and it almost becomes like glue, if you will, all over the ears of corn. Just brush it like so on each one. I like a little chili powder, not much, but a little bit of that heat, a little smokiness really complements the smokiness from the grill. You can do it on a charcoal grill as well. Then you'll go in with your cheese. Now what you want to do is really make sure that your cheese sticks on there, and it will because you've got that mayo mixture. Once you're done making your mess, then I just transfer these to a clean platter. You can of course top this with more cheese. What I actually like to do is bring more cheese to the table. I'm going to leave that one behind because you know that's going to be mine. I already dug into that one anyway. And then I just like a little bit of spring onion action and a little bit of cilantro. You know, it's nice, it's fresh. It's a little bit pungent, but not so much that it competes with everything else. My hands are slightly wet, so everything is like sticking to my hands. Really lovely, really easy, but such a showstopper of a recipe. People love it whether it's for a snack or you want to do it as like an appetizer or as a side dish. I mean, whatever your heart desires, it'll be perfect. Then, I like anyway, you might not like, but I like a squeeze of lime. Like so. And that's it. Surround your plate with some more limes. I'm going to now sprinkle some cilantro on my personal one because I am ready to dive right in. I need a little bit of lime juice. There we are. Pardon what's about to go down because it ain't going to be pretty, but it's going to be good. Do anything in my face? I have no idea. The weird thing is, you wouldn't think that they all go together, but it's like magic on a new level. I can't even describe it. You just have to try this recipe. If you have a different version of this, I would love for you to share down below. I keep staring at this like it's gonna walk away. I would love for you to share down below. I have to go because I can only imagine what I look like right now. I'm going to learninthekitchen.com to get the written recipe. Hope you enjoy spending time with me. I want to look at it and be like, hello, lover. I'll see you next time. Bye.